Hello, my friends. My name is Rev Christian. I'm the author of this book called What Did Jesus Say? The 7 Messages from the Master. Before I became an author and went into the ministry business and helped people for nothing, I was a motivational trainer, a personal development coach, a well-paid. So what I'm about to share with you comes from my personal development motivational time. Because today's theme, making midlife corrections to avoid midlife collisions, is very important. And I'll share my story with you, and this is why this is called Up Close and Personal to me. Last year, January 2022, we were about to launch my book after many years of struggle. I was with a new partner. We had been closed down from COVID, and now I met this new partner. We're about to launch it in January 2022, and he catches the COVID. It changes his personality. It upsets my business model. The 3 people he brought with him that were part of our investment group, they backed away as he backed away. Next thing you know, I'm left wondering what to do with my life and my project, and it's starting to affect everything. The next 6 months would take me into June 2022, 1 year ago this month today. I had one partner left, and we were just not able to go further, and it imploded on me. Everything that I had wanted, everything I had built, everything I dreamed about. I'm 70 years old at the time. I was celebrating my best year for all the launching, and it imploded. And last year, this month, I lost my home. My dream was shattered. My bank account was emptied and closed. And then in the move on August 3rd, I got injured, with my back and my sciatic nerve triggered, and I couldn't walk. I returned to my daughter's house, and for 6 months, I could hardly leave her house to work. To even do anything. It's now, months later, and I'm still hardly able to walk. But I am on my way back, and I am springing out of this like the Phoenix bird story. And I have returned back to my home. That's where I am today. I moved in this month, and starting next month, I'll be offering my counseling and coaching again. So I am blessed. I'm in my upper room. But when I didn't have this upper room, I kept the upper room in my mind. So now let's start off with this program called Making Midlife Corrections to Avoid Midlife Collisions or Crisis. And let me give you something to set the mind right. The life of every person is a diary in which they mean to write one story and they end up writing another. And their humblest hours when they compare the volume as it is to what they vowed to make it. So we need to take a look at our life. What are we becoming in pursuit of what we're wanting? And here's the key notes. Problems left alone, they magnify like weeds increase in a garden left alone. Another thought, what you don't conquer in your mind, you must serve in your life. And you never want to settle for less than what you could be, because then you're forced to settle for less than what you could have. Now, you can take notes the second time that you watch this. I like to think with ink. In the middle of the word think is the word ink. So you want to think with ink, but let me give it to you real fast. I'm going to give you the first step. The first thing we need to bring our mind together is, what am I becoming in pursuit of what I'm wanting? Do I like myself? Am I hurting myself, helping myself? Who am I around? Number 2, we've got to ask ourselves, we have to start thinking to win. So we have to understand, to change our life, we must change our mind. And to alter and improve our life, we must alter and improve our mind. As I said, we can't solve these problems at the same level of thinking that created them. So let me give you 2 penetrating questions. Number 1 question, how long do you want to live? How long do you expect to live? I deal with Christians, unfortunately, that are so anxious to die, thinking they're going to have steak and eggs with Jesus a minute later, that they don't want to improve their life, help anyone in their life. They just want to exist. It's not a good thing, but I'm going to ask you, how long do you want to live? How long do you expect to live? And then, how do you want to live this life you're going to live? If you go out to any cemetery, most in any country around the world, you're going to see the date somebody was born and the date they died, and in the middle is called the dash. And that's the dash about life, okay? Now, these questions I'm asking are the same questions for everybody, but it's the answers that make them very personal. So now if you want to take a good look at your life, if you want to assess it, I'm going to give you some ideas. Here's step 1. You got to pause for the cause. You have to take a really good look. You have to stop, look, and listen. What have you been thinking? What have you been saying? What have you been doing? Where is it taking you? You want to hit this pause button. If you're blessed, take time off. Take 7 days. Take 21 days like I did at a time of great importance. I went on what's called a sabbatical, not a vacation where you escape your problems and escape your issues. Go on a sabbatical and think them out. So the first thing you want to do is hit the pause. Pause for the cause. Now, let me give you the 7 R's that you want to bring into your life. I believe in journals, so I write in journals. But these 7 R's are important, okay? Now, you need to know, some things you need to know. What do you want to change? What do you want to fix? What do you want to remove? What do you want to, who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to apologize to? So here is your 7 R's. When you get away, pause for the cause, the first thing you want to do is reflect on your life. When you reflect on your life, you want to consider this. How's your health? How's your vitality? How's your strength? How's your marriage working? And how's your family growing? And if you're divorced, how are you handling that? If you're in a troubled marriage, how are you handling that? If someone died, how are you handling that? If they're sick, how are you handling that? If you have money issues, some people have too much money, some people have too little. It's our attitude about it that determines. How do you feel about that? You got to reflect back and take a good look. And as you're reflecting, review these issues that I'm speaking about. Now, as you reflect over your life and you review these issues, some things you're going to have to repent because you're going to see some things you made errors of and done wrong. Some things you're going to have to repair that you might have broken, whatever that might mean. Some things you have to renew. You have to trim it. You have to, prune it, and you have to clean it up. And some things you have to refocus on to make sure it's still the same that it used to be. And then when you get all these R's done, your last R is you relaunch your life. You relaunch your life with a plan. And remember, no one succeeds alone. It takes a team effort. It takes leadership. In marriage, it's 2 minds becoming one together. And no one fails alone either. It's usually more than one person not doing what they promised to do. Now take all this I'm taking into effect with you, and let me give you real quick what's called the golden rule of reflection. And this will help you keep up and stay in tune with what's going on around you. At the end of the day, here's your golden rule of reflection. At the end of your day, take 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of your week, take 30 to 60 minutes. At the end of your month, take 1 to 3 hours. At the end of the quarter, take 3 hours to a day. When you're at mid-year, like we are now in June, take the last week of June like I have and prepare for the next half of the year. I call it having Christmas in July. At the end of the year in December, take the last week off to improve your life. And if it's not working, take the whole month because the year is over. Now, you just got to ask yourself, knowing what I now know, what could I do better? Knowing what I now know, what can I fix and remove? So now remember that line we talked about, the dash. I want you to understand that dash. Let's hit that dash and say the dash from now on. Let's draw a new line today. Say that was then and this is now. And let us look at what's going on now. Let me end on this, giving you the insights to get in tune, be on time, stay on target. My mentor, Mr. Rohn, said the major key to your better future is you, Terry. I mean, after God and in your prayers to God, it's time to get up and get on is what you promised you would do. So here's the 5 W's to ask yourself to get in tune. Number 1, what do I want in life? No matter what your age is, what do you want now in life? Knowing what you now know. And why do you want that, knowing what you now know? The deeper your why, the easier it is to accomplish. And what's the cost of what you want? It's not just money, it's time and effort, and sometimes friends and family. What will you pay for it? Will you discipline your attitudes? Will you discipline your disappointments? And most of all, what kind of a person must you become to achieve these new dreams and goals that you want? And working harder on yourself than you do on your job makes you better on the job and better at home. That's the 5 W's. Now here's the 5 P's. Prior planning prevents poor performances. Prior planning prevents poor performances. If it's important to you, prior plan it. My notes are laid out for you. This is an important message. I want to attend this with you. I want it to be in order. If it impacts you, it's going to impact me. Attitude is everything. So you want to pick a good one. Our daily attitude dictates our daily activities. Our daily activities determine our weekly direction, and our weekly direction becomes our destiny after a while. And now while you're reflecting, sometimes we get at the end of our life and we look back at things that we could have done. I'll give you this poem. I acted without thinking and I behaved a bit unwise, and looking back, I feel that I should now apologize. I yielded to the moment, rushing to the wrong conclusions. The words and deeds resulting caused unhappiness and confusion. Sometimes we move in haste without examining the facts and launch ourselves into the most unfortunate of acts. I feel that I reacted in a manner I regret. This clearly was a moment I'd be happy to forget. But since I can't go back in time and past mistakes ignore, I'd like to say I'm sorry, apologize once more. Sometimes we need to know how to apologize to people. Sometimes we need to know how to apologize to ourselves. My friends, let me leave you with 3 closing questions. I'm going to build them on this reality. I believe with God all things are possible all the time wherever we live. And I believe it doesn't matter to God where we live. What matters to God is how we live where we live. Here's 3 closing questions. Number 1, do you need someone to talk to about something so personal and you can't talk to your family and friends? I can help you online. Wherever you are, I can help you from where I am. Number 2, do you need life answers about marriage or divorce or death or illnesses? I was divinely healed by bladder cancer going on a sabbatical. I have that on a blog page. Number 3, are you in a midlife crisis or heading to a midlife collusion and you need some kind of guidance on that? That's what I'm here to do. I can help. Remember, we can't solve our problems at the same level of thinking, and today's decisions create tomorrow's life. If you know me and you want to help me, or if this program has helped you, please click on Gifts from the Heart. As I said, next month I start my counseling here online, and I need your help. I got pressures in the next few days that take me to July 1, and if this helps you, then I ask you for help back. And when you help me, though, you're helping people around the world online that you don't know, and they don't know you, but God knows us all. If you'd like a free copy of my book, What Did Jesus Say? The 7 Messages from the Master. They're calling it a one-of-a-kind teaching devotional, only containing the pure words from Jesus, what he said to those who loved and followed him, and I've added no personal comments or opinions. Click on the link in this message, and it'll take you where you can get a free copy if you're financially troubled. And if you're not financially troubled, click on the button that says Project Help or Gifts from the Heart. When you help me, you're helping a lot of people. And I need your help today because I'm back now, I'm set up, but I'm a little short and I need your help. Let me end on this thought. I asked God for strength that I might achieve, and I was made weak that I might learn and humbly obey. I asked God for health that I might do greater things, and I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I asked God for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might learn to be wise. I asked God for power that I might have the praise of men, and I was given weakness that I might feel the need of God. I asked God for all things that I might enjoy life, and I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing I asked for, but everything I had hoped for. Almost in spite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered, and I am among men most richly blessed. My friends, let me leave you with this. It's never too late to make it right. Wherever you are when you're watching this, God loves you and so do I. If I can help, I will. And if you can help me, please do. Goodbye for now.